welcome to the Board of Directors meeting of Wednesday, February 5th, 2025, held here at the Administration Office in Tillsonburg. Welcome to all the board members. I'll call the meeting to order, and I want to remind you that the meeting is being recorded. It will be posted to our YouTube channel at a later date. We'll start off with the adoption of the agenda. And I have a mover and a seconder, Jim and Shelley Ann. Any additions to the agenda, amendments? Seeing none, we'll call the question. All in favor? And that's carried. We'll ask, are there any declarations of conflict or pecuniary interest? And seeing none, the minutes of the previous meeting, well, January 8th, 2025. Are there any amendments necessary? Nothing. I need a mover to accept the minutes. It'd be Rainey and Chris. Thank you. There's no amendments. All in favor? Then that motion is carried. Business arising from the previous minutes, and there was one item that came up, and that's on our agenda package, page 11, and that is the letter to the Honorable Braden Smith. And regarding the extent of the minister's decision, and it's in the package if there are any questions on that. And seeing none, we'll have a motion that the letter is outlined be received as information.
Chair, good question. At the Roma conference, was this topic addressed by any groups? Yeah.
There wasn't an opportunity to do that at the time. No, there wasn't, but the letter was sent, and that's based on the 2026 plan. So the answer is Judy.
We did have a general managers meeting, and Minister Smith did speak about it in the open affairs stand session, and did say that we heard the audio. Someone did tape it that hasn't been shared, but yeah, he did say Tom Clove. He wasn't going to be changing his mind on that. So, and actually, a couple other conservation authorities, they were going to send letters and he didn't. But there's still talk at the Conservation Ontario level amongst everyone that we are going to put something forward as a group, because unless we say something, go on record. So they are looking at that also for.
My apologies, I didn't attend that one, so that's why I say I didn't know what happened. Is there anything further?
No, thanks.
Further questions? Robert?
I was just going to say that I know I was at the minister's forum as well, and my impression was it was very unequivocally. Everyone couldn't have been more plain, Church usually kind of wishy-washy, but he was.
Well, hopefully the messages such as this from Conservation Authorities and Conservation Ontario might make that change for 2026. So it's too late now for this year. Okay, it will be for a motion to receive it. On and Shelley Ann. Yeah. All in favor? And that is carried. Thank you. Okay. Review of the committee minutes, the Lee Brown Marsh Management Committee of August 20th, 2024. Do we have a motion to minutes be adopted as certain? Mike? The seconder, please. That's the vice chair. Any comments on the minutes? Seeing none, we'll call the question. All in favor? Receive it. Thank you. Correspondence, we have nothing. And the development applications, pages 16 to 22 in our agenda package. Who wants to go over the year?
So as always, here is a list of permit applications that we've approved in the previous board meeting. So we have done 15 in the first part of the year. So things are picking up a little bit. The end of last year was a little bit slower. So we have 15 here, and then as always at the end on page 22, we have a map of where the watershed these approvals were given.
Thank you. Are there any questions on any of the 15 permits? Very good. So a motion to approve. Shania and Rainey. Further discussion? So call the question, all in favor? And that is carried. And the second part, the permit applications for turnaround times, so here.
Yes, so February board meeting, the last several years, we have taken a report to the board informing about kind of our permit turnaround time in the previous year. So as you go through the report, we kind of set it up as why we're doing this. So in previous years, there was never anything in legislation of how long we have to process applications or kind of standard timelines. So throughout the years, M&R did one in 2010, LPRCA ourselves, we did one in 2015, and then Conservation Ontario came out in 2019. So those are kind of the standards we've been holding ourselves to until this past year. Now it is an Ontario regulation 24. So moving forward, I will just be reporting on what is legislation, we'll drop the best practices because it all kind of falls in line with each other. So for last year, we issued 198 permits. So the average turnaround time for minor applications was 5.2 calendar days. And for major applications was 8.3 calendar days. So it's a little bit longer than our previous year. Has to do with a couple different factors. We had new legislation that came in, which took some time to update our own policies and do all that. And we also have 2 planning positions, and one of those was vacant for 6 months of last year. So just things took a little bit longer, but we were all within our timelines. So yeah, for that, there's kind of a chart in here about kind of groups. And you can see that most of our permits were issued within those 30 days, and it gives you a breakdown of percentages. People who had permits within those timelines. What is new for this year is with Ontario Regulation 4124, with it was Ontario Regulation 4224, which we have to report annually on permit turnaround time, whether or not our regulation mapping is made publicly available and is updated annually. Also, our standard kind of timelines or compliance with notifying people whether or not their application is complete or incomplete within 21 days of receiving the application. And also with our compliant administrative reviews conducted with 30 days. So that's at the end of the staff report. And if there's any questions on any of that, I'm happy to answer that, but that's kind of going to be the new standard moving forward.
Sounds good. Are there any questions? I think it's pretty well self-explanatory. And I don't believe, if I could just ask a quick question, there has been complaints in the past from members of the public on this. The timing is good.
Couple times, there might be 1 or 2,
Right.
but there was 1 or 2 this year that kind of slipped through the cracks when we had a staff member leave, but we do the best we can to kind of turn it around as quickly as we can.
Well, we've heard nothing but positives. All right, can I have a motion to accept that the application for turnaround times? Is information from Mike and from Jim. So we'll call the question. All in favor? Well, thank you for the report. That's carried. New business, general manager's report. Judy.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The one item in the report I wanted to point out to the board is the regulation 474/24. We didn't bring a separate report on this, but this is regulation that relates to the new minister's permit and review powers under the Conservation Authority Act. It's been now passed and in effect. So if that happens here, then we would be definitely bringing a report forward to the board, but just wanted to make you aware of that. Yeah, the rest of it, basic, just some, I want to point out some things that we're working on with the Rouse Society, had given us some money, so we took advantage of that and we did a thing of a pine plantation in the beauty truck. And also using the tops and stuff to create some habitat there, so that was a win-win for us. So we'll see if we have any sightings there in the next few years of the rough grouse. And the campground reservations opened up on January 31st. And our job postings have been put up, looking for seasonal employees. The Decoy Museum is progressing very quickly. We probably either have in our possession or leads on at least 30 of the decoys of the 60 that we're looking for. And their renovations should be starting shortly, with PK renovating the room, and the cabinet maker has been there'll be 11 cabinets, custom cabinets made for the room, so those will also have been the quotas been received, and they're going to be starting work on these also. Other than that, just business as usual, busy with the audit and everything going on.
Very well, thank you. Do you have any questions regarding staff report? So that's good. Then now we'll have a motion to receive the general manager staff reports information, and that'll be from Tom and from Randy. And we'll call the question, all in favor? And that's carried. Judy, the service recognition program.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this report is just giving the board information on the service awards that will be presented at the AGM on March 7th.
Very well. I don't think there's anything to question on that. It's a report. So I'll have a motion to receive it. And that would be from Jim and from Robert. So we'll call that all in favor. And that's very common. Consumer results, Judy.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So at the last board meeting, I made the board aware of this, so I just thought I would bring the results back to the board. And you can see that the block 1, we accepted Leonard Pelkey's bid of 110,700. And for block 2, Leonard Pelkey was also he was successful on block 2 at 145,300.
Any questions, please?
What did we have budgeted as income from the wood lots?
So this year, at the bottom there under the national implication, we have budgeted 310. So we're at 256,150 now. So we'll be putting out another tender.
Anything further on that? Jim?
You'll be in a lot of trouble if Mr. Pilkins doesn't or tender and every other tender. The other ones, 982 and 35, you're only $200,000 a year. He's a good man to have on your side, but
Yeah, there was definitely
you gotta rely on him.
Yeah, he had obviously a demand for the wood that was in that truck. So
Doug, you have a question?
No,
Sorry.
I know that.
Sorry. So do we have a motion to accept this information from Shelley Ann and Mike? We'll actually call the question, all in favor? And that's good. Now, the ravine flood hydrology studies. So first, could we ask you to walk us through that, Jim?
Thank you. And through the chair, staff has prepared river rain flood hydrology study update report, and you have the report. In 2023, LPRCA retained a metrics solution incorporated to create new hydrologic modeling system, which is SMS, to replace 2006 old governor model. Metrics created a SMS model accordingly and provided the deliverables. However, a new federal and provincial guideline released just after the project closed for the day project was completed. And according to the new guideline, to meet the criteria of the new guideline, we needed to upgrade and improve the tech SMS model to enable new and updated file hazard mapping. And in January 2025, we released a proposal for request for proposal to written consultant to do that, to make recommended model updates. We received 8 proposals on 27 in January. On 27 January, assessment team of 3 staff of LPRCA evaluated 8 proposals, with 6 of them accepted for evaluation, meaning meet the requirements.
They hit the matrix, yes.
Exactly. And thank you, Chair. And according to the staff evaluation, Water's Edge Environmental Solution Team Limited ranked highest at 49,985. As such, today, staff seeking board approval to retain water solution to do this integrated service to update the model.
Very well. And as I said, there was a matrix that you followed and they scored highest in the matrix, even though they weren't the best price coming in. To be satisfied with the report that you need, you're going to be satisfied with your recommendation of using this firm.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chair, according to the staff evaluation, yes, Water's Edge Environmental Solution Team Limited ranked the highest.
The highest. Yeah,
Right.
That's right. That's fine. Thank you. Any questions? Very well. Seeing none, then we need a resolution on that. LPRCA Board of Directors approved retaining Water's Edge Environmental Solutions Team Limited for engineering services to update the hydrology model for the LPRCA watershed at a cost of $49,985 exclusive of each estimates. And a mover, Mike, and a seconder, Jim. And no further questions. We'll call the question. All in favor? And that's carried unanimously. Thank you. Now we have to move into closed session to discuss litigation or potential litigation, including matters before the administrative tribunals, example, local planning appeal tribunal, respecting the authority. So I need a motion to move into closed session. And that would be from Tom and from Chris. All in favor? That's true. Okay.
In April.
Okay.
April meeting will be at Market.
All right, so just to finalize the next meeting, for March 7th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m., which is the annual general meeting, which will be held right here in Richmond. So if there's no other further business, we'll declare the meeting as adjourned. Thank you.